Hi folks, John Dunn, RPG freelancer, publisher behind Meliorvia, and I'm up here at Immortals with Mikey.
What is up, John? And what do we got cooking today?
So tonight we're going to talk about the Troubleshooters RPG. It's published by Modiphius. Came off of a very successful Kickstarter a little while ago, and we've got it up here in Immortals in the store. And this is by Krister Sundelin, and I'm probably mangling the pronunciation there.
Forgive us,
I
please.
believe he's Swedish, and in the Kickstarter he mentioned this is his first English work. He does have some credits with Cult, which is a game that was translated into English, but that is a very different game from this one. So this artwork that you're seeing, is this bring anything to mind for you, Mikey?
I know, it reminds me of just like very old-fashioned, like that pop comic type art style. You know what I mean?
I absolutely do, and that's very much what it's drawn on. So this is meant to draw inspiration from European comics, particularly stuff that was very popular in the 60s and 70s. Tintin is one that the creators mentioned. There's one, again, I'm going to mangle the pronunciation here, but it's Spirou et Fantasio, which is French, and again, mangling the pronunciation, I'm sure.
Oui, oui.
And these are a couple of comics that told adventure stories of globe-trotting heroes who had the money and resources to be able to do this kind of thing. The only one that I'm really familiar with in that genre, and it's really not the same style of comic, is Johnny Quest, because that was a cartoon when I was a kid. I don't know if you're familiar with that one, Mikey.
Not Johnny Quest, but when you said Tintin, were you referring to that original story? You know the animation they made to that Tintin movie like years ago?
Yeah, so that was based on the comic.
Oh, okay, so that's sweet. That's cool, because I enjoyed that movie.
Okay, cool. So yeah, the whole setting is, the whole concept behind it is that the characters are adventurers who are traveling all over the globe, following up on various adventure leads. Like I said, it does feel very Johnny Quest to me. The design team is all Swedish. It was funded on Kickstarter. They haven't done a ton of stuff in English prior to this, but this is a pretty impressive start, frankly, because it does draw inspiration on those comics, and it does draw upon, kind of a 60s era. It has a very light, very friendly tone. There is violence in the game because, let's face it, it's an RPG. People are going to get punched, and that really did happen in those comics and definitely in Johnny Quest, but there's not a whole lot of consequences for it. People aren't likely to die. People aren't likely to, go on blood vendettas or anything like that. It's, friendly, beat 'em up kind of thing.
I mean, if you get punched in the face, square in your face, I don't know if it'll always be friendly, though.
Yeah, but, it means you can punch him back.
Yeah, it's true.
It gets into a good time.
Yeah, it just matters about the temper. That's all that matters.
Another element that they wanted to bring into this is a sense of international cooperation. So basically, people from different cultures get together and they're nice to one another. They're friendly. They're not inherently hostile. A lovely notion. In terms of game mechanics, it is a combination of D6 and percentile. Pretty straightforward there. The characters are, again, they're globetrotters, they're adventurers. They're not superheroes, but they are people who are hyper competent within their field. So they're extraordinary, they're accomplished, they're probably affluent because they're able to globetrot, but they're not Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Captain America. They're just accomplished people. One thing I thought was a really cool element is that your character sheet, there's a copy in the back of the book, but there's also a download from their website, is a passport. So you set it up like a passport, and then there's spots for getting your stamps as you travel through different parts of the world. Character creation is designed to be template based. There are rules for creating your own templates, but there are templates you can use, and there's a lot of them in here, and that really does kind of make creation fast and straightforward. Characters have skills and vitality that are standard characteristics, and then they can adapt in so that they have plot hooks and story points so that the character is drawn into the adventure or compels the adventure and can adapt things throughout the adventure. So you've got a fair bit of narrative control for your players.
Do you have any crazy adventures you can recollect from this RPG or no?
So I haven't had a chance to play it. I've just had a chance to really give it a good look through and review the numbers and things. But I can see where you could do a lot of really fun things with this. where, your characters are following a lead from one place to another and creating, kind of almost a James Bond or an Indiana Jones kind of feel to it, though definitely in that 60s era. Languages and gear are a big part of your character because, again, you're traveling all over the world, so you need to be fluent in a number of different languages. Characters may have some special abilities, again, not superpowers, but cool knacks for things they can do. And they're also going to have some complications that, again, may link into those plot hooks and story points, tie them into adventures, and maybe compel them to do certain things or interact with certain people and places in ways that they might not have wanted to immediately.
Would you rather be bilingual or have that sexy gaze feature on your character?
Well, I mean, personally, I think just bilingual in this kind of setting isn't going to be enough. You're going to need more than 2 languages.
Quadrilingual?
At least.
At least.
But the beauty of that sexy gaze you were saying is that, crosses cultures, right? So when you make that penetrating eye contact, it works for you.
So which one are you choosing?
Well, you got to go with that. Clearly,
okay.
Right?
Go with the latter in that case, guys. Okay.
Game mechanics are designed to be story-driven, so you're not going to bother rolling dice unless it might make something interesting happen. And you can use those story points that your character has in their back pocket to help compel the story and design it and, change elements in the adventure to suit where you want things to go. Equipment is not incredibly comprehensive, but it covers what you're going to need, and it's tagged and kitted so that you can see who's going to have what and how it's going to help them. There's 2 different adventure systems presented. It's the Game Master's choice which one you want to use. A solid 40-ish pages of world-building material. And then there's a comprehensive Game Master's section about setting up adventures, campaigns, designing NPCs, and sample NPCs. For a world that's loosely based on the one we live in, there's a lot of other neat elements that they add into it to set up those adventures that you might not just find in a history book. This is published by Modiphius. It is 240 pages, full color with a lot of cool cartoony art that draws on those comics I talked about. And this retails at $47. We do have it in a couple of support books as well up here at Immortals on the shelf and at immortalsinc.com. So stop in, take a look. Until next time, good gaming.
Until next time, immortalsinc.com.